hello guys, welcome to the another lecture series on electric potential and capacitors. In the previous video we discussed about what is a potential, how do we define a potential, and potential at a point due to a point charge, and also we discussed about potential energy of system of charges. Okay, so in this video we will discuss problems on potential difference and problems on potential energy of system of charges. All right, so let's get started. Sample problems on potential difference and on potential energy of system. All right, so the first question is, they have given a charge q. Let us say the charge is 2 microcoulomb. Okay, and now they're asking you to find out what is the potential difference between 2 points which are at a distances of 10 centimeter and 5 centimeter. So I have point A here, point B here. Point A is at a distance of 10 centimeter from this charge q, and point B is at a distance of 5 centimeter from this charge q. Okay, so the question is find, sub question A is find the potential difference. When I say potential difference, it is electric potential difference. Okay, so there is something called gravitational potential difference, or and then here we have electric potential difference, and we have spring potential difference. So there are varieties of potential differences. That we are talking in this chapter is all about electric potential difference. So find the potential difference between point A and B. Okay, and that's the first part of the question. Second part of the question is, how much work is done? How much work is done to move a charge of 2 microcoulomb from point A to B. Okay, from point A to B, we'll take it as 2 coulomb instead of 2 microcoulomb. All right. Okay, so now the first question is to find out how much is the potential difference between point A and B, and the second sub question is to find out how much work is done to take a charge of 2 coulomb from point A to point B. This is what we're going to do. All right, now how do I find out the potential difference? We know that potential at a point given by, potential at a point is kq divided by r. Due to a charge q, potential at any distance r from it is given by kq by r. So we're going to make use of this formula. Okay, now what we want is potential difference. Potential difference I'm going to write it as delta V. Delta V means it is difference in the potential, and between which 2 points do we want to find the potential difference between A and B? So can I write potential difference as that is delta V as potential at point B minus potential at point A. Now always remember, this is a positive charge, right? So the electrical field is radially outwards. Now whenever I am moving against the electrical field, the potential will increase. When I move against the electrical field, the potential will increase. Now I am moving from point A to point B, right? Okay, I want to know the potential difference between these 2 points. That is, the work done to take a unit charge from point A to point B is how much. Work done to take a 1 unit charge from point A to point B will give you the potential difference between those 2 points. Now I am moving against the electric field, right? So therefore potential at point B will be greater than potential at point A. Why? Because as I move against the electrical field, I have to do a work, right? So whatever extra work that I do to go from A to B will be the potential difference between point A and point B. So therefore the potential difference will be potential at point B minus potential at point A, because I know that potential at point B will be greater than potential at point A. All right, now potential at point B means what? Work done to take a unit charge from infinity. From infinity, the work done to take a unit charge up to point B is potential at point B, and potential at point A means what? Work done to take the same unit charge from infinity to point A. Now work done to take a unit charge from infinity to point B is VB, and work done to take a unit charge from infinity to point A is VA. Now if you take VB minus VA, you will get to know work done to take it from A to B, right? You know, work done to take a unit charge from infinity to point B is VB, and work done to take a unit charge from infinity to point A is VA. Now if you take the difference between those two, you will get work done to take a unit charge from point A to point B. As simple as that. Okay, right? So that's why I'm doing VB minus VA. And what is VB? It is going to be KQ divided by 5 centimeter, right? Minus, since it's centimeter, I'll write this 10 power minus 2, because centimeter I'm converting into meter, so which is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter, minus kq divided by point A is at what distance from charge q? 10 centimeter. So this is 5 centimeter, and now this is 10 centimeter, 10 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. And now from this you can take kq common. K is 9 into 10 to the power of 9, and how much is q? The charge is 2 microcoulomb. So 2 into micro is 10 power minus 6, so I wrote it 10 power minus 6 here. And then this 10 power minus 2 in the denominator, as it goes to the numerator, it will become 10 power plus 2, and 10 power plus 2 can also be taken out, or you can say like that, I'm taking 10 power minus 2 out in the denominator. Then remaining thing is what? 1 by 5 minus 1 by 10. Okay, so what do we get? We'll get it as 1 by 10 again, right? 1 by 5 minus 1 by 10. So 10 minus 5 divided by, you can say 50, which is 5 by 50, which is 1 by 10. All right, and now this 10 power minus 4 will get cancelled with 10 power minus 2 in the denominator will get cancelled with 10 power minus 2 in the numerator. So 10 power minus 4 will remain. This 10 in the denominator, as it goes to the numerator, it will become 10 power minus 1. That will get multiplied with this. We will get 10 power minus 5. That 10 power minus 5, as it gets multiplied with 10 power 9, we will be getting just 10 power 4. So we'll get it as 9 into 10 to the power of 4 into 2. I forgot to put that 2 there, right? So what do we get then? 18 into 10 to the power of 4 volt. Okay, 18 into 10 power 4 volt is the potential difference between point A and point B. Okay, instead of volts, I can also write it as joules per coulomb. That is, work done to take a unit charge from A to B is 18 into 10 to the power of 4 volt. Yes, so now is that I know the potential difference between point A and point B, we will now move on to sub question B. We have to find out how much work we have to do to take a charge 2 coulomb from A to B. To take 1 coulomb of charge from A to B, the work required is 18 into 10 to the power of 4 volt, or 18 into 10 to the power of 4 joules is the work required to take 1 unit charge. Instead of 1 unit charge, now how much charge I'm going to take from A to B? Charge 2 coulomb. Okay, per 1 coulomb charge, if the work done to take a charge from A to B is 18 into 10 to the power of 4 joules, then for a 2 coulomb of charge, how much work will I have to do? Just whatever I've got here per coulomb, multiply that with 2. As simple as that, right? So now the answer for sub question B is going to be, answer for sub question B is total work done is the potential difference into the charge q. Okay, the potential difference is 18 into 10 to the power of 4 joules per coulomb. And now how much charge I'm taking? 2 coulomb. So multiply that with 2. Okay, that's it. So what do we get? 36 into 10 to the power of 4 joules. So this is the work done to take a 2 coulomb of charge from point A to point B. All right. So the next question is going to be question number 2. In this question, they have given a charge q here. Let us say it is 10 microcoulomb is the charge. Now at a distance 10 centimeter from it, I have a body of mass 1 grams. A body of mass 1 gram is at a distance of 10 centimeter initially, and this is initially at rest. Okay, initial velocity is 0, and this carries a charge of minus say 1 coulomb. It carries a charge of minus 1 coulomb is too high. Let's take let us say it carries a charge of minus 2 millicoulomb. It carries a charge of 2 millicoulomb. Now this particle of mass m, which is 1 gram, is left from rest. Matlab initial velocity is 0. Moment you leave it, it will get attracted by this charge q. This q is stationary. This charge q is stationary. This is not allowed to move. Stationary. Okay, this charge, positive charge, capital Q, is not allowed to move. It is stationary. But this charge, small q, which is negative charge, is allowed to move. Okay, initially it is at rest at 10 centimeter. Moment you leave it, it will start moving to the left because this charge capital Q will attract it. Now the question is, you need to find out what is the velocity of this charge particle as it is at 5 centimeter, as it is at 5 centimeter from this charge q. Okay, so the small charge q is the negative charge is initially at a distance of 10 centimeter. Now as you leave the charge, negative charge, it will get attracted by the positive charge. As it moves towards the positive charge, when it is at 5 centimeter, you need to find out what is the velocity of this charge particle. Okay, so the question is find
the velocity of negative charge as it is at a distance of 5 centimeter from fixed charge q.
Okay, now this charge is initially left from rest. All right, so now what we will do is we will take this point as A and we will take this point as B. We will first find out how much is the potential difference between point A and point B. So the potential difference is going to be potential at point B minus potential at point A. Okay, the potential difference is potential at point B minus potential at point A. So how much is the potential difference we're going to get? It is kq divided by 5 into 10 to the power of minus 2 minus kq divided by 10 into 10 to the power of minus 2. So again k is 9 into 10 to the power of 9, I have taken it out, and q is 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, and then in the denominator also I can take 10 power minus 2 out. Okay, denominator 10 power minus 2 I can take it out. Then what is the remaining thing? Remaining thing is 1 by 5 minus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 10, which is 1 by 10 again. Okay, now this 10 will get cancelled. This 10 power minus 2 will get cancelled with 10 power minus 2 in the numerator. Only 10 power minus 4 will remain. Okay, so now 10 power minus 4 into 10 to the power of 9 is going to be 10 to the power of 5. So 9 into 10 to the power of 5 joules per coulomb is the potential difference between point A and B. Okay, now how much charge am I how much charge is moving from point A to point B? 2 millicoulomb. It is negative charge, that's why it is going to move towards point B, no doubt in that. So now as it moves from point A to point B, the potential energy of this negative charge will decrease. Why is that? You can think like this. See, the negative charge is getting attracted, right? It is not going against the repulsive force. If it is going against the repulsive force, its potential energy will increase. Now it is getting attracted by the positive charge, so its potential energy will keep decreasing. Anyway, now we have found the potential difference between point A and point B. So now if I multiply the potential difference with the charge that that is going from A to B, you will get to know how much work is done to take the charge from A to B. You will see that is negative. Work done is nothing but change in potential energy, which is nothing but the potential difference into the charge q. Potential difference is what? Work done to take a unit charge from one point to another point. Now instead of unit charge, I am taking a charge q from A to B. So how much will be the work that I have to do? That will be delta V, which we got it as 9 into the potential difference. We just got it here, right? This is my potential difference, which is 9 into 10 to the power of 5 into the charge that I am taking from A to B is what? Minus 2 millicoulomb. Milli is 10 power minus 3. Okay, so then what do I get? Minus 18 into 10 to the power of 2 joules. This is the change in potential energy. Now you see the change in potential energy, which is the work done to take the charge q from A to B, has turned out to be negative. This negative indicates what? The potential energy is decreasing. Final potential energy is lesser than initial potential energy. That is why when I do potential energy at point B minus potential energy at point A, I am getting it as negative. Okay, or in other words, loss in potential energy. Potential energy has got decreased. So the decrease in potential energy must be equal to what? Gain in kinetic energy. Easy to understand. When the potential energy decreases, the kinetic energy will increase. Its speed will start increasing, no? As this charge q at A is getting attracted by the charge q, capital Q, it starts moving to the left. The kinetic energy keeps on increasing because the velocity will keep on increasing. Simultaneously, what will happen to the potential energy? It keeps decreasing. So the loss in potential energy must be equal to, by conservation of energy, we can write that. Okay, by conservation of energy, loss in potential energy must be equal to gain in kinetic energy. Okay, gain in kinetic energy. So how much is the loss in potential energy? 18 into 10 to the power of 2 joules is the loss. Since it is a loss, I am not putting any negative sign because I know it is a loss, right? This negative sign indicates that the potential energy of the charge q, small q, has decreased. So the decrease in potential energy is how much? 18 into 10 to the power of joules, right? that must be equal to gain in kinetic energy. Gain in kinetic energy means what? Final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. So initial kinetic energy was 0 because initially the charge small q was at rest. Okay, this charge q was at rest initially. Okay, so therefore initial kinetic energy is 0. Now final kinetic energy is nothing but half into mv square. Okay, that must be equal to 18 into 10 to the power of 2. Now this will become 36 into 10 to the power of 2 divided by mass is equals to v square. Okay, so therefore your v is going to be square root of 36 into 10 to the power of 2 divided by mass. How much is the mass of the charge? So the mass of the charge is 1 gram. Okay, now it is in 1 gram. I need to convert that into kilogram. So 1 gram is how many kilograms? 10 power minus 3 kilograms, right? So 1 gram is 10 power minus 3 kilogram. So I'm going to write 10 power minus 3 in the denominator. Okay, because mass is 1 gram. I converted that into kilogram. 10 power minus 3 we get. So therefore what will happen to the velocity? This 36 you can take it outside. 6 6 are 36, and this 10 power 2 also can be taken outside. It will be just 10. Okay, because 100 square root of 100 is just nothing but 10, and then remaining thing is what? Square root of 10 power 3, because 10 power minus 3 as it goes to the numerator it will become 10 power plus 3, right? So therefore we get it as 60 into again this square root of 10 power 3 can be written as square root of 10 power 2 into 10. So 10 power 2 when you take it outside it will be 10 into root 10. So basically it becomes 600 root 10 meters per second. That is your velocity. Okay, that is your velocity of that charge. Okay, so it's very high velocity. 600 into root 10. Root 10 is approximately, you can take 3.14 itself. Okay, so approximately 1800 meters per second. Very high velocity. Okay, this charge will acquire very high velocity. All right, so that's the answer for your question. Okay, so now we will move on to another question where they have given 3 charges at the corners of a triangle. Okay, 3 charges at the corners of a triangle, and each side say is 1 meter. Each side is 1 meter, and the charges say all the charges are equal. Okay, all the charges are equal. All the charges are positive charges, and they are all equal in magnitude. Now the question is find how much work needs to be done to increase the separation between them between the charges from 1 meter to 2 meter. From 1 meter to 2 meter. Matlab, currently the distance between any two charges, if you take, it is 1 meter. Okay, between these two charges 1 meter, between these two charges 1 meter, between these two charges it is 1 meter. Now we want to increase the distance from 1 meter to 2 meter. That means you're going to keep these two charges at the corners of a triangle whose side is corners of equilateral triangle whose side is 2 meters. For that, how much energy you will have to do, how much work you will have to do is a question. Okay, so what we're going to do here, in this case we're going to use the potential energy of the system of the charges. So first what we will do, we'll find out what is the initial potential energy of the system of these 3 charges, and then we will keep these 3 charges at the corners of a triangle of equilateral triangle of side 2 meters. Then we will find out final potential energy of the system of the charges. Then the difference in the potential energy is the work that we have done. Okay, all right, so first what we are going to do is, first we will find out potential energy of the system initially. Okay, initially we will find out potential energy of the system. So how do I find out potential energy of the system? One by one I have to bring the charges and keep it at the corners of the triangle. How much ever work that we did in order to do that is nothing but potential energy of the system. So to bring the first charge Q from infinity to this point, do I have to do any work? No, I don't have to do any work. Now to bring the second charge from infinity to this point, I have to do a work because I have already brought this charge Q and I kept it here. So against this charge Q, I have to do a work to bring this charge this charge q here, right? So how much will be the energy that I would have spent, or work that I would have done? K into q divided by 1 meter, right? And now I have to bring the third charge. See, all these topics we have discussed in the previous video. If you haven't watched that, please watch that. There we have discussed in detail about the potential energy of system of 3 charges. Similar to this we have done it. Okay, so now to bring the third charge, I have to do a work against this charge which is already present, and also against these charges, right? So I have to do work against these 2 charges when I'm bringing the third charge. So work done against this charge here is going to be again kq into q divided by 1, and work done against this charge is also going to be k q into q divided by 1. So basically the initial potential energy of the system is k 3kq square. This is initial potential energy of the system. Now how much will be the final potential energy? Final potential energy of the system is going to be finally the charges are like this. Finally the separation has increased to 2 meters. So I have q here, q here, q here, and the distance between any 2 charges is nothing but 2 meters. All right, now final potential energy as we did in the initial case, like initial potential energy, same way here, work done to bring this charge q and keep it at this corner is 0, because there are no charges in the vicinity. So work done to bring the first charge is 0. Now the second charge I'm going to bring, so that will be this charge. I'll have to do a work against the charge that is already present here. So that will be k into q, which is q squared by, now the distance is 2, plus, now to bring the third charge, I have to do a work against the first charge and also against the second charge. That will be work done against the first charge will be kq squared by 2, plus work done against the second charge is going to be kq squared by 2 again. So overall this is nothing but 3kq square by 2. This is final potential energy of the system. So therefore work done to move these charges apart from 1 meter to 2 meter is going to be, work done is going to be final potential energy of the system minus initial potential energy of the system. Okay, so final potential energy of the system is what? 3kq square by 2, and initial potential energy of the system is simply kq square by 2. Okay, I'm sorry, it is 3kq square, it's not kq square by 2. The initial potential energy is 3kq square. All right, so what do we get now? We get it as minus 3kq square by 2. Here the work done has turned out to be negative. It means what? It means the, when these the charges which were initially at 1 meter apart, you don't have to do a work. They themselves will start moving out. Because they are all repelling each other, no? They're all repelling each other. So therefore this negative work indicates that you are not doing any work. They themselves will move apart. Okay, they themselves will start moving apart. Now to bring them back, they are 2 meters apart from each other, correct? Now to bring them back to 1 meter, you will have to do plus 3kq square by 2 joules of work. Okay, you're getting my point? Initially all the 3 charges are positive, right? So they're all repelling actually. Now moment you leave them, let's say they move from 1 meter apart to 2 meter apart, the work done for that has turned out to be negative, which means you are not doing any work. They themselves are moving apart. Now suppose if you want to bring them back from 2 meters distance to 1 meter distance, then you will have to do a work of plus 3kq square by 2. Okay, all right, so this is the problem that you should remember. All these problems are very important. Okay, all right, so with this we will end the video. We will continue rest of the things in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Have a happy learning. Thank you all. Bye bye.